Hello, everybody. It's Suzette Speaks, and I'm here today with a brand new show to talk about a very important subject. I know it seems as if this does not happen anymore, but I'm telling you right now, it's still happening in 2022. What am I talking about? It's a phenomenon called catfishing. And if you're new to the show, I want to welcome you. And I want to tell you about a story in which I was recently catfished. When we are out here seeking love, seeking uh, romantic rendezvous, when we are out here trying to find that special someone, there are people on the internet, there are people in real life that pretend to be someone they're not. This show today was inspired by a recent documentary that was released by Netflix. And as I was watching this documentary, y'all hit the like button as you come in, I was reminded about how serious of a violation catfishing is, how it affects a person's life when you have invested in believing what the person told you and who the person said that they are. But in this world we live in, we have a lot of deceptive practices, specifically when it comes to dating. And as I told you, I myself have been a victim of the catfish. If you have been played, or if you have been the player, this is the show for you. I want to welcome you to today's episode of the Suzette Speaks show. It's called Catfished. We're going to talk about the biggest catfish of all time. I'm going to welcome my co-host today on Jamaicans.com. Welcome if you're watching on their Facebook page. And if you're watching here on the Suzette Speaks show on YouTube, I want to welcome you. I have a lot to say about this topic. I hope you will too. I hope you won't be intimidated by it. I see Gaston's World. It's been a minute, brother. Gaston's World says, I've been catfished. You're not the only one, bro. You're definitely not the only one. But sometimes we get ashamed and we don't want to talk about it. I'm going to share my story momentarily. I want to welcome RM, one of my fantastic moderators in the building. Thank you, RM. She says, hey, Suzette. And she says, hit the like button. Why don't you? Show some love. Hit the heart. Hit the like. And please share. We're going to talk dating. We're going to talk about the greatest catfish of all time. I'm going to share my recent catfish. And I want to know if you guys think that what this gentleman did was legit. We'll see your opinion. I'm open, as always, to hear what you have to say on this kind of controversial topic. The very first catfish that was known, I think, in terms of the world globally that went viral was the story that's being retold by Netflix, Manti. If you guys are not American football fans, you might not have heard of him. I'm going to talk a little bit about his story, and I'm going to share a little bit about what recently happened to me. You know, sometimes we don't want to put these things out there, but it affected me so much so that I had to call my cousins. And I'm like, was I thrown into a date that it wasn't even a date? It wasn't supposed to be a date. It was supposed to be a business meeting. And did I end up, listen, I got to tell you this story because it really bothered me. And I thought to myself, well, if it's happening to me in 2022, it must be happening to my people out here. If you are watching from across the globe, you know what you can do for me right now as we get warmed up and jump right into this topic. You can hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe. Show some love to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am Suzette Speaks. I'm a TV host and attorney out of Miami, Florida. I represent for the diaspora. I am an American, Jamaican, I guess. I don't know, Jamaican American. I don't know which title they're going to give me. But today's topic is one that is near and dear to my heart. It is one that has affected me personally and one that I really wanted to get your opinions on as to what you think is fair play. There are going to be people that disagree with what I have to say. It's all right. This is why we have multiple opinions. I can't be you. You can't be me. And there are going to be people who want me to dog out folks. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let the people remain nameless. But I wanted to share it because, again, watching the documentary about Manti Teo, was it Thursday while I worked? I listened to it in the background. I was like, man, I forgot how badly this man's life was messed up because of a catfish. And back then, that was like 2012, 2013. No one really knew that term. It was a brand new term coming out, calling out people who pretended to be a completely different person online while seeking a romantic relationship with another person. In his case, it was like, oh my gosh, I can't even go into it. If you guys remember the Manti Teo story, please hit the like button. Come on up. I'm going to drop the link in a little bit. We're going to talk again, catfishing. Have you been catfished before? Have you catfished someone before? But before we get into it, y'all know what to do. Please hit the like button as you come in. Once again, my name is SuzetteSpeaks. I'm a TV host and attorney in Miami. Want to big up my co-sponsors on Saturdays when I go live around 12 noon Eastern. I'm co-sponsored by Jamaicans.com. Their Facebook page is a simulcast of my show. So not only am I on YouTube, I'm on the SuzetteSpeaks Facebook page and the Jamaicans.com Facebook page. So if you're watching on that platform, big up yourself. Big up to all my folks watching from around the world, whether you're watching on the YouTube side or the Facebook side. I want you to be involved in today's conversation. I want to welcome you to the Suzette Speaks YouTube channel, where we try to use current events, pop culture, law, and politics to enhance our lives, to develop as a person, right? Once we hopefully evolve, we can find other people and draw other people who are evolved to us. But oftentimes we want other people to be evolved and we don't want to do no work. So we're here with the spirit today of self-improvement. I am not going to be judging you. I hope you will not judge me. I'm going to share, like I said, a personal story when it comes to catfishing. But a lot of us have had dating nightmares. It's a real thing, y'all. People are out here. I'm not even talking about a little bit of pretend. I'm talking about all the way. All the way. I'm talking about even in the story that is now called The Girlfriend That Never Existed. Let me throw it up here so you guys know what I'm talking about. The Manti Teo story. It was shocking back when it first happened. And I will call it one of the greatest catfish stories of all time. It was the first one to bring it to the public. The mainstream media picked it up. Sports media picked it up. The poor guy, a Samoan Hawaiian, came from a small island, decided to go to Notre Dame, the Catholic university that had a storied football history. And while he was there, and I'm grateful for this look back, because at 2013, we took the Manti Teo story a whole different way, right? But looking at it now, the poor guy was actually catfish. It wasn't his fault. People were making up rumors that he orchestrated the catfish, that he was a part of the planning and the executing of the catfish. Do you guys remember this? If you're not familiar with the Manti Teo story, I'm going to tell a little bit of it before I tell my personal encounter with a cat, what I call the catfisher. But yeah, this is real. This happens to really good people. And I want to know today, have you ever been catfished? Is it a part of your dating history? Are you willing to share? And again, even the best of us have run into people who pretend, who give us this, glorious lifestyle, but they live, they're not doing what they say they're doing, driving the car, they're pretending to be a millionaire or whatever. And then you show up and then they show up and you're like, wait a minute. And it can go from the money aspect, the financials, all the way to looks. You think their picture online reflects who they are? Y'all hit the like button. We're doing work today. Have you been catfished? No. And they show up. They're 5 inches shorter. They put a picture up that was 10 years old, 5 years old. When they was skinny. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Hit the like button. Have you been catfished is today's topic. I want to get into my story of being catfished. Okay, y'all ready? Don't judge me, please. Let me say hello to a couple more people before I get into it. Team Replay, how are you? Welcome. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. Hit the like button. Show some love. Hit a heart, share, like, and you can always comment. Show me where you're watching from. I'll go back. I promise, read the comments, like. But yeah, it's confusing, guys. It's confusing. So I'm going to tell y'all what happened to me. But yes, Doug in the building. Thank you, Doug says. No wonder Suzette was quiet when TLA said for her to go on them dating sites. Listen, I don't want to put all my business out there because I'm a private person pretty much. This public forum is kind of challenging for me. But yeah, I don't like dating sites for very good cause, Doug. And I've had not so good experiences. Let's put it that way. But I'm going to talk about one in real life that recently happened to me where I felt that it was like a bait and switch. And I kind of was like, oh my gosh, how did I get, I don't want to say suckered, but this was not what I intended. And this person really took what was a business to me, a business meetup, and made it a date. Y'all ain't ready. I was really like, what am I doing here? Should I leave? Because this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I signed up for at all. Nope. No. All right. Y'all want some? Let's get into the catfish stories today. Yes, the clarification. So I'm going to say what I feel like either coming to a person with one intention and then, because this is what I've experienced, they change it up. And what was for me a professional meeting had undertones of like a romantic desire. And I felt like that was a catfish. Like I came to you as a colleague, as, you know, networking. And I felt like what I got was much more romantic. And it wasn't mutual. And I felt like I was put in a bad situation where I had to be like, are we at your house? Like, why are we at your house? Like, this was really uncomfortable, guys. I'm going to share it in a second. But in the traditional sense, good question, RM, the catfish has been in pop culture defined more so by people who pretend to be a whole different person when it comes to seeking romantic relationships, where again, either their physical attributes are completely different from what they display online or what they tell you. In Manti Te'o's catfish, it was a gentleman pretending to be a woman. This is what the picture of the person who he thought was his girlfriend looked like. I'll make it bigger. But the person who was answering his calls, I'm talking about pretended with changing their voice to a high-pitched voice. It was really, really sophisticated. Made him think that he had actually a girlfriend. He was at Notre Dame in the middle of the country. She supposedly was in Cali and pursued him. I mean, again, the internet wasn't like it is today. It was the very beginning of online dating, people getting to know each other, you know, on these social media platforms. And the poor guy was a national collegiate football star that was thrown into a very public catfish by a person who was deceptive in what they presented to him as, you know, a girl who was interested. And it was actually at the time a young man. And it was very convoluted. I'm going to get a little bit into that story. Have you ever been catfish, y'all? I'm going to talk about my catfish story recently where I think I was duped into a date that I thought was a business meeting. Y'all, let me read the comments. Hit the like button as you come in. Suzette Speaks talking catfish. And have you had a dating nightmare where someone shows up that is not the person you expected? They got more kids than y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want it. They have more kids than what they put on their profile. They are not as tall. They are not as beautiful. They are not as handsome. They have more pounds in real life. I don't know. I don't want to judge because it is something that, I mean, what would drive a person to catfish another person? I don't know. Is it because they're ashamed of who they are? Is it because they want the attention of a person and don't think they can get it as they are? This is the question for today. Have you ever been catfished? Well, let me get into my story. Let me say hi to my people. Let me say hi to my people. Welcome again. If you're watching on Jamaicans.com, Suzette Speaks here. Simulcast on Saturday. I'm changing my live schedule on YouTube. I'll be live Wednesdays, Thursdays. Next Wednesday, catch me live. I'll be doing a couple clip shows and things like that in the meantime. But schedule has changed up, and I'll post it also on the YouTube community page so other people will know, and you guys know when to catch me. I have some great guests coming up. Getting back into the flow after the vacay. Big up myself. I was just in Jamaica. These earrings, thank you very much, came from the Jamaica 60 cultural village. It was a kind of a marketplace that was a part of the Jamaica 60 celebration. It was outside of the National Stadium. And I got the earrings, baby. I was rocking them there, and these are my new favorites. So if you see them more than once, don't judge me. I'm enjoying the leftover fruits of a wonderful trip. Go back and watch my stream, both on Jamaicans.com, talking about the secrets of my vacay, Secrets of Jamaica 60. So go back and watch those. It's here on the Jamaicans.com Facebook page, as well as the Suzette Speaks YouTube page. But today, I'm going to talk about the Manti Teo story. I'm going to talk a little bit about my own personal catfishing. Y'all ain't going to go all the way into my business now. Support the channel. Cash App is there. $ Suzette Speaks. For more exclusive content, you can always visit me on Patreon, patreon.com/Suzette Speaks. All right, let me get into the story. So we're going to remove Manti, because we're going to talk about the Manti Teo story, how serious it was at the time. Big up yourself if you're watching. TTO, thank you, says like button punch. Thank you so much. Good vibes. Thank you for being here. Great energy. Says never been catfished because I'm a face-to-face person. Good for you. Anytime you try to meet people through the internet, whether it's for business or it's for romantic endeavors, no. You don't know who you're going to get. You really don't. On business, I've tried to do business with people from afar. It's like, I didn't really know this person was going to be like this, right? That happens too. But on the romantic side, it's particularly dreadful and painful when you spend time, you invest in a person. Manti Teo had been in like over a year long distance relationship. And that person, and I'll get into the story, followed every trick of the book. The same stuff you see on Dr. Phil. Y'all watch Dr. Phil with the catfishing, where you cannot get these older and mature ladies to realize this is a young kid from Nigeria. Shout out to my Nigerians. You know, I'm not trying to hate on y'all, but I'm saying Dr. Phil shows is usually some guy, stealing their money, asking for money, and always have the right excuse. I'm sorry, do I see you? You don't see me? Oh no, my line is down. Oh no, I can't do it today. Something happened. They set up the talk, the two-way video face to face. Nope, they can't do it. The guy, now known as a transgender lady, in Manti Teo's story, did all of that, played every trick in the book, and I felt so sorry. This was like a kid. And if you go back and watch the new Netflix documentary, guys, it's a more empathetic look at what he went through. And at the time, he was skewered. At the time, this is a 19, 20-year-old kid, and what really got me is that he gave up his chance at the draft his junior year. If he had went to the NFL his third year, he might never have faced any of this. But he decided to go back to play 4 years, his full collegiate season. And at the end of his fourth year, things fell apart. The supposed girlfriend pretended to die. I'm talking about was on the phone, got people involved, last breath on the phone. You can watch the Netflix. This is what got me interested in this topic. And then what happened to me recently. I said, all right, we won't talk about it. Let me see who's in the chat. Jamaican is better. Okay. WATHCING. All right. Thank you for correcting me, Xavier. Appreciate you. Yes, TTO. The linebacker, Manti. Okay, first of all, when I was younger, when this story came out, I truthfully did not know his name properly. I thought it was Manti Teo. That was what I thought. Listening to all the news story, because I wasn't paying attention. I just heard in the background of, paying attention. Manti Teo is Manti Teo. Manti Teo. I kept saying Manti Teo back in the day. Please don't judge me. I'm just being real. So Manti Teo, his story is being revisited on Netflix. The story is called Untold, the Girlfriend Who Didn't Exist. Untold, the Girlfriend Who Didn't Exist. I'll encourage you to go watch it. It's a 2-part Netflix series, just came out. And it was something that when I watched it, I was like, ooh, move my spirit. But world class, thank you. Hit the like button. Thank you, RM. Doug says, I joined dating apps just to browse. Now you just browsing, my brother? But never execute an interaction with anyone. Interesting. So I've never been catfish. So you just lurk, see who's there, and then maybe try to get them on Facebook for real. A strategy. We're not mad. Thank you for sharing, Doug. The world class said good vibes. Oh, saying what's up? Hey, what's up? Wink, wink. Cried, yes, on national TV after the game, saying his girlfriend died in a car accident, which is what he was told. Remember, the story goes back in the Netflix new documentary, I guess you would call it, docu-series. It's a 2-part that shows that he really, in his heart, think about a 19, 20-year-old kid back in like 2010, 2011, 2013. He really believed this person because she had a profile. She had stole a whole nother person's profile. This is what you're talking about. Manti Te'o had to come back out. This guy was top of his game, Heisman Trophy candidate, one of the most decorated collegiate athletes at the time, had Notre Dame on fire because of his uniqueness, his talent. And if we try to bring back, some of that memory, if you didn't follow the story, go watch the documentary. When I saw it, I grew a even deeper sympathy and empathy for what this guy lost. He was supposed to be a first-round draft pick, but because of a person deceiving him, showing up on his doorstep in a message where he had used another person, a whole different woman, I think her name was Diana, her whole different profile, put up whole different fake pictures, created a fake mom, a fake dad, a fake cousin. And also, when you look at their profile, you see people in common, friended people that he was a friend of. That time, you didn't really check like that. You call your friend, you're like, you know this girl? Yes, I know this girl. Okay, cool. That was it. And then started communicating on a daily basis. The guy at the time left voice notes in a high-pitched voice, sounding like a cute girl. All the time leaving him voice notes, all the time leaving him voice notes. He thought it was a real person. At the time, it was a young man who now today is a transgender woman. It's a complicated story, y'all. It's a complicated story, but ultimate catfish, let's go. Yes, it was carried on national television at the time. People were empathizing with him because his grandma had just passed. This supposed girlfriend, who he believed was a girlfriend, had passed and pretended to die and got people into the hoax. Parents were deceived. Dad asked him, you never met this? You never met this girl. He felt foolish. He was trying to cover for it. He ended up on Katie Couric, which was the big show back then. Manti Te'o Speaks. The kid was 2021, went from a first-round draft pick down to last of the second round. Barely made it, bro. I just felt so sorry for him watching this. Go watch that, Untold, The Girlfriend Who Didn't Exist, on Netflix now. Sherry says, some guy requested me on Facebook, but I thought he might be a relative since my maternal great-grandfather had the same name. That's how they get you. They try to figure out what, I added him because we had what? This is the kicker, a mutual friend. We talked for a few months, and then he just disappeared completely. Girl, that's a catfish. Where did he go? That's weird, right? Wonder if something happened to him. Or if it was like, I want to know your business. I want to get to know you. This is real. It's real out here in these dating streets. Today's topic of the Suzette Speaks show. I don't mean to laugh, but I just thought about 1,000 things that could have happened. Dating nightmares. Catfished. Have you ever been catfished? I recently felt like I was catfished. Support the channel, if you will, by hitting the like button, commenting, hit a heart, share, whatever you're doing. BigUpJamaicans.com, watching simulcast today on Saturdays. I go live. Also on my YouTube channel, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. All right. So I'll see you guys Wednesday live. So Manti Te'o is one version, but we're going to hear the Suzette Speaks version. This poor guy. Let me read a couple more of your comments before I get into my story. So it goes. This is life. We're learning from one another. Let's go. Listen, at that time I was calling him Manti Te'o. Which one of the YouTube dolls said that? Miss Glove Girl, welcome. How are you? It was a real life person, a friend and colleague, or at least I thought. Y'all gonna get the real behind the scenes of Suzette Speaks today, because I was thrown off. Good afternoon on the Facebook side. Jara from East Texas watching. Y'all so funny. Doug said it wasn't me. Brown Girl Peace Lounge, my sister in this space. Go check out her channel. Fantastic meditation. Get your mind right. Try to get you to sleep. I have difficulty sometimes getting wind down and sleeping at night. She has a wonderful channel. Peace to you, my sister. Yes, no, Red Pill Sims. Lord Jesus. Shots fired already. Miss Globe Girl in the building. Welcome, sis. Caleb, I'm in the house. Nice to see you on the Facebook side. Welcome, sister. Glad you are catching, whether you are catching live or replay. Hit the like button, share, comment after. Let me know about your catfishing story and what you think about mine. All right, y'all ready? Love the earrings. Oh, thank you, babe. I felt kind of bright today. Thank you so much. Straight out of Jam Rock with the earrings. 40 Boom say, I want to take you out to eat. Appreciate that, 40 Boom. But I'm gonna tell you how I was taken out to eat, but not taken out to eat. Not too long ago, this month, earlier, right as I came back from vacation. I was like, we starting with this already. I'm gonna have to share it because I'm gonna change the names and a little bit of the scenario, but it's annoying. Doug says, I'm not lurking. All right, my bad. I stand corrected. Dating apps isn't my thing. So you log on, you see what's out there, and then you're like, okay, I don't want to engage. I'm old-fashioned, says Doug. I would be more open to meeting someone from social media versus a dating app. I agree with you. I have been very weary of it. I be blocking. Block game strong. Block game strong. Don't have no time for the foolishness. I really don't. I still haven't dated anyone from social media either. I have engaged a couple of people. I can't even tell the story right now because that story might get in my business too much. Let me take a sip on that note, Doug. Thank you. Everybody's not what they seem. And God shows you, God in due time. I'd be like, reveal them, God. Reveal them. Please. And it had so said, so done. We'll leave that alone. So Armin says, so catfishing isn't about lying about one's identity. It is. Yes. So catfishing is lying. Thank you. Sorry. About one's identity on a dating site or internet, or even, I think I'm putting in my category today, in my definition, deceptive purpose, right? Come at you with one thing and then bait and switch. And you're like, but this is not what I signed up for. Let's get into it. Okay. Probably lost at least. Yes. Manti tail because of this catfish. Let me tell you, it was covered like boom, New York. It was front page news, guys. It was the biggest news story in the country, if not beyond. Manti tail. This is. Let me move the comment. You are right, TTOO. Tail's fake girlfriend. When they started unraveling or uncovering the pieces, his life started unraveling quickly, and people thought he was a part of the plot, which he wasn't. He was duped. He was the one that was the victim. And instead, hit the like button, y'all, as you come in. He was being called gay, being called all kinds of, he's covering up a gay relationship because the person was a boy, a man at the time, pretended to be a girl. So when it hit the front page, I'm talking about right before the draft, he was headed to the combine. It was a huge setback in his life. He was trying to act like, okay, I can get past this. This is something that, won't affect me. Oh no, it took at least 10 million. I agree with you, TTOO, out of his pocket. Thankfully, with myself, it was like kind of like short-lived. Thank you. He dropped far in the draft. Absolutely. I don't see who this is, but shout out to you, Facebook user. Don't change the name. They not innocent. No, I gotta protect the innocent. I don't want nobody go sue me and come say I'm talking their business, right? So I gotta give you the scenario is exactly the same though. So I just want you to understand where I feel I've been catfished just recently, and I want you to give me your feedback on catfishing and if this is something that you've lived and experienced. Miss Glover says, I've never been catfished. I think I'm too traditional and have no problem conducting a full background investigation. Shout out to you. She said, y'all not gonna get me caught out here. No, I will make sure. Y'all welcome. I see new folks is joining. Dating nightmares. Catfish is today's subject matter. Have you ever been catfished? Talking about the greatest catfish of all time. Manti tail. News story on Netflix. Interesting look, more empathetic look than what he actually, poor guy, actually lived. The complete opposite. Myself being catfished just recently, I thought, you know what, this is a sign I need to get into it. This is a sign I need to talk about what's really going on. People ask, why are you so cautious? Why are you so this? Listen, I have no time. Yeah, real players, what they say, TTO admit shooting their shot when they shoot it. Let's go. Yeah, no. It's an interesting world. So how did I get catfish? All right, ready? So what happened to me was, oh God. All right, we're gonna put it out there. So what happened to me was, as I came back from my lovely stay in Jamaica, notice how I always go back there because it's brought me so much joy and renewal. Hit the like button, please, as you come in. So come back from Jamaica. Cool. Working on a few projects. Cool. Catching up with life, catching up with work. So who I consider almost like a colleague, but he's much older than me. I'm guessing I told my cousin them 60 something, 70 something. That's what I told my cousin them. Much older than me. So you just to put place like why I wouldn't even think what I said yes to was what he provided. All right. Hit the like button. Come on in. So I say to him, on a quick catch up, yeah, it's been a crazy week. I've been trying to catch up. There's so much going on in my life. He's like, oh, what are you working on? I tell him what I'm working on. He's like, oh, let's meet for lunch. I said, cool. I have 1 to 2 p.m. on a certain day. I'll be in your neighborhood. Cool. All right. So I say, yeah, I got this in the morning. I got this to deal with. I'm going to stop by here, meet you 1 to 2. Cool. All right. You with me? So I get ready and I'm heading. So, yes, brown gal peace is how I felt. Didn't think anything of it. Right? This ain't no I thought we was talking about the project. That's what I thought the lunch was going to be about, guys. I thought we were talking because we're talking professionally, right? So I think, okay, he must have some insight on some things I'm doing or what I can do better or people I should meet, put me in contact. Okay, fine. So the day comes, I do what I have to do in the morning. I come, text him, hey, running a little bit late, still looking at the one, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Sent the address. I quickly, in the middle of what I'm doing, try to map quest it real quick. It's real close to where I am, fine. So, but I keep looking and I'm looking for the restaurant name. So I don't see no restaurant name. So I keep looking. I'm like, where's the restaurant? So I get, Doug says, if falsely inquiring for business purposes really isn't really a purpose and really interested in dating, then yes, I've been catfished several times. So Doug says, if you add that to the definition, here we go. If falsely inquiring for business purposes and really interested in dating happens to you, y'all, is that included? Talking catfishing today. All right. So boom, I finish what I'm doing and I'm like, okay, ready to meet. Let's go. I'm coming, text on my way. I go there. I'm in a neighborhood. So I'm looking like, did I pass like a little mom and pop restaurant? Like, where am I right now? Okay, so I'm in the Brown Gal Peace Lounge. You read my mind, baby. I end up at this man's house. So I'm like, I go literally up and down the street like 3 times. And I'm like, did I miss? Because, Miami, we got little pocket restaurants. Sometimes you don't see like in the back of people's house and all this type of stuff. So I was like, all right, let me call him. I was like, hi, we're meeting at your house? He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, I thought we was meeting at a restaurant. No, I'll come outside. Bruh. I'm like, okay, do I turn into the driveway? I am freaked out. I'm like, what would my mama do? Y'all hit the like button. Talking a little catfish, talking a little Manti tail. So Manti tail was the ultimate catfish. We're going to get a little bit more into his story. Appreciate you, Sir Hill Speaks with the love. Suzette Speaks here, live on a Saturday around 12 noon, both on Jamaicans.com and on my channel on YouTube, the Suzette Speaks Show. Okay, so pull up. I say, golly, the man gave me his address. I turn into the driveway because he opens the door. I turn to the driveway. He's waving. Sir Hill, thank you. You know where I'm going. I don't know if y'all know where I'm going. I said, Jesus, do I get into this man's house? Because we are good colleagues. I've known him maybe 5 years or so. Not strangers, seen him at professional, networking, different settings, worked together on a couple projects. We're not strangers. Never been to his house. Never had imagined I would be at his house. So I sit in my car. I said, God, let me say a little prayer right now. Do I get out this car and go into this man's house? Okay, so I go. I think about his character and I think about the person I met prior, and I'm like, okay, God, this is so uncomfortable, but I'm gonna go. Leaves the door crack. I walk up into the door. I'm like into the door. There's like a foyer, and then his house door is like a little, I don't know what to call it. It's not a veranda because it's closed in. Yeah, I go in the house. I'm like looking around. I'm looking around. I'm looking around. I'm looking around. Like, this is, Miami crazy. I'm like, is this a party? Like, what are we doing right now? So I go in. I look. He has a nice open kitchen. I'm like, okay. I'm talking about, y'all. Walk past the kitchen. Spread is on the kitchen table. Nice little island. Lobster salad. Beautiful, what they call accoutrement. I don't know the French. You have little skewers with shrimp on there. Nice, pretty skewers. He have fruit in a nice tray. Little almonds, little dates, little blackberry, cut up strawberry, blueberry in like a nice serving, pretty gold serving plate. Good china. So I'm looking at the lobster salad. I'm like, okay. I'm looking at the skewers. Okay. I'm looking at the fruit tray. Y'all hit the like button. I'm like, okay. No, he didn't. Popcorn says miss. No, it was very uncomfortable. So no, he did not come out in a robe. Thank you, God. That would have been the terrorizing. I was going to say terrorizing move of the day. Had on regular work clothes. Okay, he's like, do you want a tour of the house? Do I want a tour of the house, Jesus? Do I want a tour of the house? I say, yes. What you gonna say? Bruh, I'm in your house. Beautiful 2-story house. I'm getting the tour. Memphis said, Jesus, now let nobody jump out on me, God. Please, oh God. Please, God. Please, God. We get the beautiful, we don't go to his bedroom. I'll put that. We get the room to room. At least in Miami, I'm going to get at it probably is on an acre. We got the backyard, beautiful pool, fountain. I was like, wow, this is all you? I was like, wow. I was like, is this an acre? He's like, yeah, it's about an acre and change. I said, wow. I'm going to estimate, used to do real estate law, now do personal injury. I'm going to estimate 1.5 mil. I'm going to estimate maybe more in this market, maybe 2 mil on the property. So no, didn't come out in a row. Y'all laughing. Y'all so funny. I get the grand tour. Thankfully, he skips the bedroom, goes into these wonderful, nice sitting room upstairs. Beautiful, like when upstairs have that like center place where you kind of have like a resting, not quite a living room, but a sitting room. He has a side office. He's like this. I have meetings here. I have to do this. I'm like, oh, you're so funny. Doug said, I'll put 10 for Suzette Submit dudes. Doug. So I'm like done with the tour. It's like a 5-minute tour. I'm like, oh God, I'm sweating. I literally am sweating when I'm like up there. I'm like, okay, oh, I was like, the air on. Oh. I was like, yeah, I'm so hungry. I'm famished. Oh, let's get back downstairs, buddy. Let's go back downstairs. So after the tour, I was like, God, okay, we survived the tour. I sit down. Beautiful, beautiful layout. He's like, oh, I have, some, he asked me if I want to drink. I said, no. I was like, I'll drink water. I was like, no, I'm so thirsty. I'll drink water. Drink water. No, I don't believe it was a rental. I asked him. No, he didn't show me the king size bed. How bad. He didn't show me the king size bed. Yeah. I talking about Mr. James. I don't believe it was a rental. I would have guessed he has lived there for a while. I don't believe so. The nature of the house, it wasn't a brand new house. It's a beautiful home. Definitely, I don't think like some unfinished spaces. You could tell he's like a handyman type person that likes to do his own, craftsmanship around. Like, oh, I changed out this tile myself. I changed out this myself. He was showing me like stuff like that. So I was like, oh, he's a handy dandy guy. Okay, cool. When me say him come out, he said, okay. I said, I thought, and I'm eating the lobster salad was already the food. So I was like, yes, okay, this is great. I asked him how much a box is lobster. Like we get into the cost of things because I thought this is extravagant. This is just extravagant. This is too much. So Miss Glowworth, but this was his punch in the air. His sugar daddy application. No, I don't play that. I don't. That's not me. That's not me at all. Mind you, I thought this was a business meeting at a restaurant. So with Guan, I thought the lobster, beautiful lobster salad was the main entree. No. He's like, oh no, the main course is fried lobster. The man pulls out of his fridge fried lobster or lobster to be fried, additional shrimp to be fried, and I think it was like snapper to be fried. So at first I was like, where are you going with all that? Okay, no, I'm just gonna drop these in. I'm eating off the lobster salad like it's the meal. So then that's how we got into the cost of like the lobster. He's like, oh yeah, now it's almost $200 a box at the store. And I was like, I'm eating $200 box lobster like it's fruit roll up. I'm eating it. And so I even had to be like, I'm so sorry. Like you're not eating. Like I go back into, ladylike mode. I'm like, no, I'm waiting on you. He's like, no, eat. I'm like, is there something in the food? God, Jesus, this is terrible. 2022. I was like, oh no. So I'm there in my lobster, in my shrimp skewer, having my blueberries. I'm thinking to myself, this too much. The man go out on his nice patio, come back in, fried lobster now, fried shrimp, fried fish on a nice golden pretty platter. No, this is the meal. I'm like, okay, God. This going too far. No, this thing gone too far. So I'm like, okay. So would I date him? Absolutely not. I had no romantic attraction. Not even in my mind could it have even crossed my mind that this would have been a romantic encounter at all. Absolutely not. This would have been so romantic if it was from a man my age. This would have been almost amazing. This would have been courting if it was a man my age or thereabout. Instead, I'm looking at somebody, granddaddy. Like I told y'all, 60s. I almost think pushing 70s. Respectfully. So I eat the fried lobster. I'm not gonna lie. The fried lobster was off the chin. The man could cook. I say, wait a minute, God. The fried lobster, the fried fish. I couldn't even eat. I was like, I'm eating up all this food. I had already eaten like the lobster salad. The fruits, the dates, the nuts. I'm like, I know. So we talking, life. We talking business. We're talking some of my adventures, some people he wants me to meet. We talk politics. We're talking, but it's not romantic, thank God. We're talking actual what I thought we would be talking about at a restaurant. All right, here we go. Shout out to Miss AKA Lady. I see you in the chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. Straight out of Jamaica. Appreciate it. Peace and love, Bernard. Nice to see you. Yes. TTOO says, I offered a yak to crack your back. Jesus. Lord be offense. Jesus be offense. He thought he could win you over with the extra. I mean, I walked into something totally different than what I came there for. I thought I had a business. Y'all hit the like button, please. Networking lunch, talking about dating nightmares, talking about have you ever been catfished? Talking about what happened to me recently. So I'm gonna speed it up. Long story short, I'm gonna drop the link too. So we finished eating. No, it's been the hour and change actually. And I said to him, I'm like, I really have to go. I have work to do. I really have to go. Y'all can join the conversation. Come share your catfish stories if you want. Comment on mine if you'd like to. You don't have to be cammed up. You just show me yourself in the back. That link that says join the conversation is how you press it and come up on my show. All right. So I'm like, Lord, I have to kind of just move along and leave. Like he would talk my ear off. He's talking about this and he's talking about that. And I'm like, smile, laugh, nod. But I got to go. So he's like, you got to go. And I'm like, yeah, I have to get back to work. I have so much to do. The man was like, you're going to miss my world famous pineapple upside down cake. The man proceeds to pull out of the fridge. I'm like, you made this? He's like, yes. The most beautifully homemade pineapple upside down. I don't know if y'all are a big fan of pineapple upside down cake. I like it. I really do. I don't know if he would have known that I liked it, but I like it. You must have a slice. I was like, can I take it to go? He's like, no, 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 have it now. Punch in the air. I said, God, this is getting kind of extra. He pulled out the ice cream. He's like, no, I'll warm up your piece. Y'all. Should I have left? Probably. But I ate the pineapple. It was so good. The man can cook. The man can cook. I said, Jesus. Lobster. 2 forms of lobster. 2 forms of shrimp. Fish. Nuts, berries, you name it. And then the pineapple upside down cake. I'm telling you, I probably should have worked out that day. I didn't, but I was like, I have had my day's worth of calories right now. Thank you, sir. With the most delicious food. So I said to myself, but Jaja, God, I have to leave. Y'all hit the like button. Listen, no doubt random stuff said he's pulling out all the stops. He wants you to be his anticost. Beverly, listen, I was finishing up my meetings and I looked at the address and I'm big on that. I did Google it and I was actually Googling it from, or, mapping it from where I was at the time, where I was in Miami in a different neighborhood to see how far. And it was like a 5-10 minute drive. So I didn't even look, and I kept looking how you could see the map view and the front view. And I kept thinking, where is the restaurant? Like what, usually when you put the address in, if it's a location, a restaurant or a business, it'll tell you. So I thought that was weird. Don't get me wrong, Bev. I was on the, all right, well, just go. This is a person that, again, I have, in my mind, equivocated to a business relationship, mentor even, quite frankly. And I'm there, y'all laughing at me. Don't laugh at me. Me eat the pineapple upside down cake. It was so good. You said, no way. Yes, way. It was so good. I was like, be offense, God. Let me see. TC also about Letty SuzetteSpeaks. No, he cooks unlike these KS. Savage. Oh my gosh. Shots fired, right? So I'm there now, and I'm like, oh God, I can't. He's offering me mangoes off his fruit trees. He's offering me like stuff to take home. I'm like, I really can't take anything else, sir. I was like, I just kept saying, thank you for your hospitality. That's like, I was just like overwhelmed by it. Like, thank you for your hospitality. I got to go. Thank you. So I'm talking about, I dust up the little pineapple upside down. I'm so stuffed. I'm like, God, I've overeaten. This was terribly great. Hit the like button, y'all. I said, oh God, I'm going to have to leave this man. And this man want to offer me more stuff. And I'm like, no, he's packing a bag. He's packing it to go. And when I tell you the food, nice, big chunks of lobster in the lobster salad, shrimp off the chain, like everything I would like to eat, there it is. So I said, Jesus. So I start to back out. I'm like, I have to go. I'm like taking his to-go gifts. I'm like, I got to go. I'm sorry. I thank you. You're so amazing. I finally get to the front door. It is like awkward and interesting. Should I say it? It lives on forever on the internet. I'm going to hold on. And then if anybody comes up, I'll share additional facts. Wild. I'm saying the longest goodbye. I'm like trying to get to the end of the driveway, get to my car. Bye. Walking me down. Oh, do you see this statue? Oh, this is a gift from so-and-so. Oh, I bought this in Italy. Oh, blah, blah. I'm like, I got to get in my car. Thank you. I was like, this was amazing. I usually will say the next one's on me. I usually will say that. I couldn't even say that this time. I was like, bruh, we're not coming back ever to your house. This is not what I anticipated. I usually would even text again. I thank you. I can't do that. I can't send. I've learned, don't send the signals. Don't send approval signals if that's not what you want. So I didn't even get to, I didn't call, I didn't text after. I didn't say, oh, next time I'll meet. No, I didn't even anticipate this. This man spent a lot of money cooking up a darn storm. And I'm still like, I thought we were just going to a network. All right. Have you guys been catfished? Do you guys consider that a catfish? Because I felt, and I had to text my cousins and my little text group. I was like, y'all, did I go on a date and I just didn't know? And if this was a gesture by, let's just say, another person, a man that I actually liked, this would have been amazing. If it was hit the like button as you come in, if it was somebody I had actually liked, I would have been swept up. This would have been courting. If this was a man that had actually shown a romantic interest and I had reciprocated interest, it would have been amazing. This would have been like that first date, ladies, that you're like, check, 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 like that kind of thing. But instead, I'm like walking around in fear, like, what is this going on here? Where are we? What are we doing? Tour? What are we? Spread? Bruh, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, and I'm eating it up. Eating up the food though. The food was so tasty. Yeah, not my cup of tea. And then again, I don't know if you guys see it differently from me. Let me read some of the chat. Oh yes, Miss AKA Lady. I was telling you about the spread. The man fry fish, fry lobster, fry shrimp, hors d'oeuvre, layout. I'm talking. In fact, y'all can see the table. It was gold, cutlery, and chargers and things like. I was like, man, I know how to put out a table. I was like, what is going on? Old school? What's going on? So I thought, is someone coming in to join us? Is this like a meetup? Like what? There was so much going through my mind. And I was like, okay, just play it cool. He has been very professional in every other meeting. You've known for 5+ years. He older than you. I did not anticipate that. I was like, maybe could it have been just straight up? Could it have been just straight up like, I want to entertain a friend? And, this is how I treat my friends. Maybe I'm misinterpreting. Let me just play devil's advocate for a second. Could it have just been a friendly gesture? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep. Y'all help me. Yes, lobster pineapple upside down looks like a keeper. If he won by 75. I don't know how old he is for real. I'm just guesstimating. He's definitely in his late 60s or 70s, early 70s. Definitely. Grown man. All right, we're going to keep reading the comments. I'm just, yes, around. The plate, the lobster, the fish, the cake, everything was on point. I was like, what is going on? TTO, talking about Mr. James almost got you lucky. You know what? Also, 9K should be a sign he would. The chat is undefeated. Okay, we're going to keep this awesome. The chat is undefeated. Xavier said, what did Shabarang say? I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age. No. I'm like, the brother could cook. Let me just start with that. Hi, Brown Gal Peace Lounge says, how many women has he pulled this stuff with? That's a question. Dun, 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 right? Inquiring I don't know. I never reached the man's house. I never knew where he lived. I never contemplated where he would live. I didn't know. So in my head, I'm like, oh, we meeting up, boom. End up at the man's house. I thought that was a catfish, guys. That's how I looked at it. Random stuff with his funny comments. Beverly says, glad you're here. Yes, God is good. My mom was mad. My mom cussed me. Where you go put yourself in that? Where you go put yourself? I'm like, Jamaican parents have a way of making you feel like you created the scenario. As if you cooked this whole thing up. Going to lunch with persons who I do business with is normal for me. So this is not out of the ordinary as far as like a meetup with a guy, older, whoever. I'm thinking business. But yes, but my mom was really perturbed. She was just like, those men can take advantage of you. Those men can. I was like, mommy, I'm telling you the story now. I'm here. Allow me. Let me just tell you the story. Jamaican parents got to be lovingly judgmental and rough on you. So trust me, Miss Beverly, I got a earful. earful from my mother. And I was like, I gotta get off this phone, Nebio. Miss Gogor shows that showing you what a 7-year-old Mac can do for your life. I'm lucky it wasn't rum cake. You're right about that. Trust me, RM, it was a meal. That's a meal to have a gal do this. Put it on, put it on. For sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Praise not. But listen, all in good fun. Jennifer says, it's the first I'm hearing about catfish in this way. Thank you for, well, this is what I wanted to consider a catfish because I felt a little, we're on two different pages here. So could y'all see it as it being just a genuinely loving gesture of a friend to a friend? Or am I going too deep? Xavier says, that's not a catfish, just shooting a shot to bring, that's not a catfish? What? He's snaking on the leftovers and watching snacking on the leftovers. No disrespect. No disrespect. We're just hopefully not. We're just saying this is a scenario again. I just was very surprised by. And I want to know, again, I've dropped the link. You can come up and I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I saw in my situation versus the Manti Teo situation that happened and is being revisited by Netflix. But have you ever been catfished? Join the conversation live here. Suzette Speaks each and every Saturday, coming to you around 12-ish. I say it, I might be on Miami time, Jamaican time, whatever you want to call it, Black people time. Sometimes life happens. I'm supposed to have actually some a workman come, but he hasn't come yet. So hopefully he doesn't start like in the middle of this, but less life. But want to talk to you about what my experiences are. I can share another if you'd like, but if y'all don't come up and chat to me, look, I'm not going to put myself out there as the only one. I'd love to hear your story. I'm going to drop the link. You guys can come up. You don't have to be on camera. You can tell me your story about being catfished, but join the conversation anyway in the chat. If you're watching Team Replay, leave a comment afterwards below the stream so more people can watch the streams. But right now I've dropped the link and you guys can come check me and let me know if I'm right, if I'm wrong, if I didn't see it the right way, if I'm misinterpreting his actions, maybe. Again, I'm only human, but I want to know what you have to say about this. And again, Manti Teo being one of the biggest catfish in history, something that lives on even now. Netflix documentary up now. Go watch it. I thought it was really good, y'all. I think it'll be a good stream. I basically 2-part show. This girl was her identity was stolen. Hit the like button as you come in, please. Suzette Speaks show. Her identity, basically, these were the pictures that he was sent by a total catfisher. And in his scenario, I felt so bad for him. I was like, oh my gosh, what the news media took up and run with was not his experience. He was not orchestrating this type of kind of hoax to get the country to feel empathy for him. His grandma died, his girlfriend died. They were making it seem at the time that his girlfriend dying was something he made up. No, it was a catfisher, right? The guy's name, and you can see it on the documentary, Renaya, goes by Naya Tui Sosopo. And I'll show you the picture of that person now. It might surprise you. Turned into a I don't know what the proper term is, transition to a woman, was a boy at the time of this catfish, had feelings for Manti Teo. And because he was a national sports figure in college football, when it all came tumbling down, where people realized this was a person pretending to be this lady who you see on the screen. This lady didn't even know her pictures were being used by the catfisher. It was an interesting story, made him go down. Lene Kokua was a made-up girlfriend name. Lene is what I was looking for. But the young lady, stole all of this young lady's picture. She was totally a victim as well. This is what was on her profile. This is what was being sent to Manti Teo. It was very convoluted. She didn't even understand that she was a part of this huge hoax and what happened to her. This is the person, Miss was I didn't put a before picture. I should have put a before picture of what she looked like back in 2013 and 2011, 2012, when this was all going down. But this is the person now, has transitioned to a woman named Renaya Tui. I don't want to say the name wrong. Tui Sosopo. At the time was a boy, was a young man, and has since transitioned to living out their lives, Naya, as a woman. Very convoluted story. So I'm going to ask what you think about the Manti Teo story. I'm going to ask what you think about being catfished. Is it still fair play? Is what I experienced catfishing. There's so much about catfishing that is still kind of taboo to talk about. Wanted to talk about it because, again, it can be a nightmare. And it was for ex NFL football player Manti Teo. It nearly destroyed his life. So catfishing, dating nightmares topic. Have you ever been catfished? Wanting to get your opinion. If you want to come up, you can come up and share your catfishing story. I just did. And thank you again. If you're just joining, hit the like button, team replay. Let me see what you guys have to say about my experience. No, it wasn't a catfish. You don't think so? Random stuff. Y'all so funny. All that was missing was the hypnotic teacup. Lord have mercy. I couldn't drink. I drank my own water bottle. I brought my water bottle and I drank from it. Why? I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. I was like, oh, you want something? Nope. But I ate the food. So the Jamaican people would say he could have tied you. He could have put something in that food and trying to make you his, so to speak, if you believe in that. Black folks as a whole across the diaspora have this saying of not wanting to eat from other people, right? Because there's, other people not clean, you don't know how they act when they're at their house. And then the other part of that is, they don't want you to put roots on you, as they call it, in terms of, making you fall in love or be, attached to that person through the darker forces, right? But I ate up all the food. So if that was his Woo, Lord. Miss Glow Girl says no. He wanted more than let me entertain a friend. Okay. Thank you for your opinion, sis. Miss AKA Lady says, nah, Suzette, nobody does all that randomly for a friend. You had a whole date. This is what I'm saying. I want to talk business. I want to network. I want to boom, bam, 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 bam. Let's shuffle the cards and see who you know and who I know. Instead, I'm eating lobster. I'm eating fried lobster. That was, when I tell you, succulent in the butter. In the butter, lightly seasoned. Sometimes you just want it straight out the oil. It's like, this man could cook. Yeah. So you said I got bait and switched. Is that not catfishing? I don't know, but that's what I thought of it as. I was like, heck to the no. I sat in my car for a whole couple minutes. Was like, what just happened here? On my way back, talked to my cousin. Was like, can I just tell you what just happened? And just tell me what you think happened. It was so funny. Random stuff says, Suzette, you're giving out choosing signs by keep saying upside down spread. Lord, I don't mean nothing like it. It was a spread. Okay, Kayla. Hey, Grayfield. I see you in the back. I'll bring you up just momentarily. Says some ladies would fall for him and know they didn't like him because they see he is so much more interested in her and would give him the go-ahead just to get his pocket. No. I know that's game. People on both sides would do that. Like, oh, okay, this man is definitely, I don't want to say interested or, got something to say, or is showing an indication that, hey, what's up? Not playing that. That ain't my lifestyle. I don't, if I don't really like you, for both of our peace, I think you deserve to know. And it's hard when you have feelings for someone and then they don't reciprocate. It sucks. It actually sucks, right? I'm not going to lead nobody on. I find that I don't want people to do that to me. So why would I do that to anybody else? Okay. Yes, Arm says if there was staff involved, I would give the benefit of the doubt. That's just how he entertains. Yes, if he had people there that kind of brought out food or whatever, maybe that would be his norm. I agree, RM. Cheryl says so many women just get drugged and just walk. Yeah, and you bet. Yeah. This is the real side. Like I said, I was thoroughly chastised by mom, and it was very uncomfortable. And I was just like, Mommy, I'm just telling you the story. You don't have to reenact. Jamaican parents want to reenact it with you, and anything could have happened to you. Anything could have. I was like, I know. I wouldn't have gone to a stranger. This is someone I, quote, knew, at least in a social professional setting. This is not a person who I didn't pick him up off the street or anything like that. That's why I would even dare step foot in a person's house that I didn't really like rock with like that. It's not like, again, I wouldn't do that if it was just a buck up or a person I just met. No, no. A 1 and 2, I've met you in person. I couldn't go inside your house. I'd have to come up with an excuse to get out of the uncomfortable situation. You are absolutely right. So that's because I'm here. You're so funny. TC, y'all always on a roll today. Much respect to this beautiful guy. Oh, yeah, we tried. But again, I felt kind of uncomfortable. I missed the first part. He's a client, so you took a chance that God really that much not hurt you. God experience after all. Yeah, no, I did take a big chance. He's not a client, though. He is a colleague, a person I know and run in the similar circles with. Not a stranger, has seen him at plenty networking events, social events, political events. He's not a stranger. Yeah, he's not like I just want to kind of emphasize that part, you guys. I'm not for showing up at strangers' house like, oh yeah, I'll come and eat your food. Someone I interacted with pretty, once a quarter regularly for like the last 5 years or so. So he's not a stranger to me. It's a different kind of catfish. It's an attempt to manipulate nevertheless. Okay, cool. Got it. All right, Great Pill. Let me hear what you have to say. How are you?
Hey, lady, can you hear me good?
I can hear you a little soft, but let me turn up my volume. Maybe it's soft on my end. All right, how you doing?
Doing good. How's your little vacation you just had not too long ago?
Not my little vacation, my big. No, it was good. My 2 weeks was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm only teasing. So you heard my scenario?
Yeah, I heard you pretty much had to re-sum it up for a lot of people at the end, so I caught the cusp of it. So this wasn't a catfish?
It wasn't?
No, I'm asking.
No, I considered a catfish. In your opinion, was it a catfish?
No, for me, a catfish is somebody just lying about their identity. Let's say, for example, you didn't see me, or my name is different, and then it pop up, and everything is just the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? My character could be the same, but even that could be a lie too. So that's what I consider a catfish.
Okay, so mine is just like an attempt to play me, or what would you call it?
Yeah, he was a F boy. He was just trying to play you. Like,
it's a bait and switch, I guess.
yeah. And he was just trying to play the game. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't win. It happened. So he was trying to get sexual favors out of you. He was trying to get financial gain out of you. That's what happened. 1, 2, or both.
He didn't ask me for nothing.
Oh, so he just came. He asked
we
you
had
out
scheduled a lunch. He asked me what I'm doing professionally. We had spoken by phone. I caught him up, let him know some of the projects I had going on. He was like, okay, cool. We should have lunch. So I expected to be a business meeting pertaining to what we had already spoken about. That's my train of thought.
Okay.
So when I go to meet him, I tell him I'm wrapping up where I am. He sends me the address. I Google it. I don't see a restaurant, but I'm like, okay, weird. It's Miami. Miami has, things change. Yep. Places change all the time. I go there. It's like 10 minutes away. I end up in a neighborhood. I look around and I'm like, where, I thought it was like a backyard restaurant. We got a few of those and that kind of thing. And I'm looking. Then I call him. I'm like, is this your house? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, come on in. And I'm like, bruh, I thought we were meeting at a restaurant. And he's like, no, let me open the door. And then opens it ajar and leaves. And I'm like,
he got that off.
It's weird. That's what I said. That's so weird. I would never have, if I knew this is what he was going to do, I wouldn't have said yes.
I would have walked, honestly, I mean, knowing you, because you're very respectful and how you carry yourself, I would just walk back to the car. I would just walk back to the car, and if he would have chased you back, like, hey, like, no, you agreed to a restaurant, you opened the door, it looked kind of creepy, and then walked to the car, and I would have left like that. So it happened. Yeah, that's crazy.
So you're saying for you, catfishing is on a bigger level, which is a whole identity switch.
Yeah, because
I'm pretending to be Sheila Thompson, but I am, Kelly Smith. Okay.
Yeah, down to even lying about your weight. I'm not saying like a 5 or 10 pounds. I'm talking like 30, 40 pounds. You're showing an old picture, and then that comes to you in person. You're looking like the total opposite of what you used to look like 10 years ago versus
right.
Stuff like that.
So for you, the bigger, like deceptive portion wasn't there, which is I'm completely a different person than what I'm holding myself out to be. That's your catfish definition.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's an actual catfish. That's somebody you.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
just telling me I got a bait and switch. I ain't getting no catfish.
no, I would actually say that the guy was trying to run game. I mean, it happened. He took his shot and he failed. That's pretty much what it is. That's part of. On his end, he's weak about it because his dating tactics were a little bit off. He could just been straightforward, had the business which
He
lunch
could
which
say I wanted to cook for you, and I could have said, "Oh no, oh no, oh, whatever."
oh, he could just kept it honest, had the restaurant, had the conversation for business, and then if vibes are going well, then introduce yourself like, hey, would you like to get together a little bit more than a personal level on another actual date? And then you could have took the chance from there. That's it.
That's what
Yeah.
I've loved. I prefer the straight up. But again, he's testing the water, I guess. Let me read a couple comments. I'm going to ask you about the Manti tail, if you remember that, and how big it was, and what your thoughts are on his story. Miss AKA Lady says, yes, that can be a catfish. He presented one thing and showed up as something, so totally different. Doug tells a story about the kiss attempt. What is Doug saying? Please, Doug, come on in. You don't have to show your face. Question, did you actually talk business? We did, in a way. It wasn't like drilled down like, oh my gosh, I want you to meet this person, or this would be a good lead for you or anything. I mean, a couple of that came up. But we weren't talking about life and kids and family at all. But we did talk business. Politics, the primary election is coming up, and then we talked some of that. But I was just like, bruh, like it was weird while I'm dipping my nice piece of lobster meat in my butter. I'm like, okay, this is really awkward and not where I
Um,
would.
I have two questions.
Yeah,
When you was there, did you like tell a friend or call like, hey girl, or hey homie or brother,
I
thing like this?
should have. I should
Yeah,
have. I should
do that
have. Yeah,
always.
I should have let somebody know where I was. I thought
Yeah,
about it after. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Um, TTO says, "Oh, he wanted you to see the other way." And have some. You know what? I'm not putting up no more comments from TTO. Random stuff says, "I thought catfish is when someone pretend to be
yeah,
someone else. You
yes.
meet the person you have been talking to, and it is a completely different person." Okay, that's what Great Pill Podcast is saying. So he agrees with you, Great Pill. Let's see. Doug, what you talking about in the chat, bro? Come on up. Salute, Jenny Morena. Nice to have you. I saw you over on this morning on Bernard's channel. Nice to meet you. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. TTO, as soon as speaks, you have seen the house and the food. Mr. James letting you know you don't have to work or cook. Just have to do a little something to keep the
Positive vibes. There you go. Positive vibes.
TTOO, you know what? Do you keep it all the way? Maybe too real for me. Great Pill says, salute, welcome. No spaghetti. No, we didn't even have no little spaghetti, girl. I was eating lobster, 2 forms of lobster, 2 forms of shrimp. That's expensive protein. We know how these inflation prices have gone up. I was thinking to myself, what? I do not want this man. I'm like, I stopped eating it. I was just like, I think about how much food, how much he spent, and then made it, and then made dessert.
Yeah, I would have had that conversation. I would have really had that conversation. Like, what is this? Oh, it's just lobster. All the extra. Was it wine too? Was it water? What?
No,
Like,
I told him I didn't want any drink. I said, no, I have water. I'm trying to get my water intake. You got to play it
that's what
off.
he was offering?
Pardon? Say it again?
He was offering wine.
No. He said, do you want anything to drink? He opened his. I was like, no. I have my bottle of water.
Okay.
So I didn't even know what was the drink that he would offer. I didn't know.
Was he flirting before he actually invited you for the?
No. That's what I'm confused. I never got no vibes. In 100 years would I think this person had vibes. I never had any vibes, bro. That's why it's so confusing. I was like, this is like a mentor at that age group.
Yeah, I would have laughed. Yeah, I would have laughed. Yeah,
I'm like, I know everybody want company, but what? Like, I was really confused. That's what confused me. I was like, I'd never seen this person in that vein. I appreciate it. Brown Gal Feast Lounge enjoying the story time. Random stuff said, yeah, catfishing is a deceptive activity where a person creates a fictional persona. Okay.
Yeah.
Or fake identity on social networking services, usually targeting a specific victim. Okay. Got it. Thank you for the actual by the book definition, and we're going to talk a little bit of Manti tail before we head on out. Do you plan on having convo with? I don't know, because he's not a stranger. We're in the same circle. I thought
Yeah,
about that. I'm like, I don't even know what the next interaction should be because
yeah,
bruh,
it's not that serious.
it's not. I'm gonna wait till he call me. I'm not gonna call him. I don't want anything from him. I'm just gonna leave it. Melissa Jane said he was definitely trying it, and he had a good game. He had a good game. You might know an older single woman who might be a good. Let's start matchmaking. Good idea, Melissa J. Shoot your shot. Yeah, no, thank you. Miss AKA Lady says, "Oh wow, hearing the whole story, I would have been so uncomfortable and a little. Trust me, when I sat in that car as I drove into the driveway, I said, Jesus, what is this, Lord? Do I get out?" And I just thought about, okay, this is the person that he could be, but this is the person that I know, like in that
Yeah, he built. Yeah, he built up some cool. Not saying cool points,
social
but
currency, right? If it was another person, I would have been like, "Oh my god, I have to get back to
yeah,
the office, emergency." But I was
yeah.
just like, "God, oh, this is weird. This is weird. Should I go?" The door is propped. I'm like, "Oh my god." I go inside and I'm like, "Okay." I don't even know what I was gonna do if something happened. It probably was like again, very not I would say very risky based on his track record. I didn't see it as
Correct.
unreasonable, but it could have been risky. Miss Globe Girl adds the antics probably worked for him before, and he thought it was gonna work again. He said, I've won a few with this. Let me try again." Yikes! He catfished you with his character. Very good point. That's how I saw it.
Boy, she's fighting that definition. She's
No,
fighting.
right? She put her own spin. Tell me, do you know anything about Manti Te'o's story?
No, I do not.
Excuse me, I had to turn down my fan. Let me see. Manti Te'o was a football player. It was so hot today. I had my fan on high. He was a football player who was truly catfished. A person who, at the time, who was a young man, pretended online to be a girl, changing her voice, only leaving voice notes, texting him and messaging him every day, and eventually pretended to die,
Oh
like
wow.
staged their death. And this guy is a top. I think he's on a defensive line, defensive player at Notre Dame. So he's a public figure. Went out on a limb. This is in 2011, 10. And I think that it culminated at 2013 when she staged her death. He announced that his girlfriend had died. So people were very empathetic to him, the whole Notre Dame fan base, the whole country. He was like a golden boy. And you know that when people want to really support a player or someone in need, they have this kind of like mythical story to them. So Manti ends up telling everybody. Then I don't know, the documentary does a great job on Netflix. It's a new documentary going back to this period of time and what happened to this guy and the downfall that he experienced due to being catfished. It's called Untold: The Girlfriend That Didn't Exist.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna
long story short, this girl on the left are the pictures that were stolen. Her profile was completely stolen by a man, a boy. They were in their teens. I'm
mm-hmm.
talking about he was a church guy. He was sang in his same culture, Samoan, or pretended to be, or in the same culture for real in real life, but pretended online to be a girl from that same culture. And he was lonely at Notre Dame. He was Latter Day Saint, Mormon. He had a very tight family unit in the middle of a new culture, predominantly Catholic culture. He was lonely as hell. I just think about how desperately he wanted to be loved and be with someone, and pops up online this person, who he thinks is this person, but this girl has no idea her whole identity has been stolen and is being presented to him as his girl. And this is the real person. Was a
Mm.
boy at the time who was now transitioned to a woman. So this made national news when it came out that this young man was pretending to be Manti Te'o, but people didn't understand it. People thought Manti was pretending to have this relationship in order to cover up his sexuality. They accused him of being gay. And so he was just like, I'm not gay. I don't, this is not my thing. Someone has fooled me. But in the media, it was so misunderstood. And I think the folks who broke the story talk about how they did more journalistic work than the people from the bigger networks. Like they took false stories calling the man gay and saying that he probably had a hand in setting up a fake girlfriend to gain sympathy from, his fans, the Notre Dame fan base. And he's like, what are y'all talking about? So it went from like the love of a nation, Heisman Trophy possibility, all this praise and receiving all these accolades as like the perfect Samoan a guy, always mentioning God, always mentioning his faith, like hero, hometown hero, to at the point of the NFL draft, end of senior year, his stock went down and people were coming at him. It was just the beginning of memes. It was just the beginning of understanding catfishing as a concept. So his story is probably, I think, the biggest catfish of all time. Y'all can prove me wrong or put in the chat who you think might be the biggest catfish of all time. But it was before people understood the concept as widely as we do now. He was like the first. That word was just emerging in culture in 2013. Go ahead.
What year was this in?
2013.
Okay, I mean, I wouldn't say that's the most earliest and widest, but that is the most strangest. But if anybody ever watched the show Catfish itself on
Yes,
MTV,
it was on MTV. Exactly.
the guy by the name of Neve, a good guy, he actually did a documentary of his catfish event, and it went worldwide, and they actually MTV picked him up and started carrying it as a show, and the story is ridiculous. So again,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
vibe.
there was a whole series called Catfish. You're right. You're absolutely
It's
right.
still going on. It's about like at the 11th now, and then him and his, like I said, I've been.
Oh, they still have Catfish on?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know it was still running. Wow.
Him and his wife had to do a new show with him, the wife, the baby. The main his co-host, Max, he did his own thing, and they brought in another woman. So they're going like about 10, 12 seasons on now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Had no idea. Let's read this comment. I saw it before. Random Stuff said the idea of catfishing, thank you, came from fishermen who used cod. Sorry, Random Stuff. Let me make sure I understand. The idea came from fishermen used to tank cod from Alaska all the way to China. They'd keep it in vats in the ship. By the time the codfish reached China, the flesh was mush and tasteless. Okay, is that where the terminology comes from? I did not know that. Thank you.
Was that Raymond?
Random Stuff, yes.
That person.
Yes, for bringing us into like, where did the name even come from? That's amazing. Brown Gal Peace Lounge says the real man never has to manipulate women. A real man never has to manipulate a woman into a date. I would agree.
I have to debate though, but I agree with that.
No. Go ahead. I would love to hear your point on it. Real man got to trick you and tell you his business, and it's really supposedly personal.
Because when we say manipulation, like, I mean, it depends on what the woman wants. If her desire is attractive man, nice shiny car, clean house, income, credit, this and that third, the man is going to pretty much bust his ass, excuse my language, bust his butt to get all that stuff just to get that woman. So technically, that's a form of manipulation. When I get my hair cut, fresh and dressed, smelling good, that's a form of manipulation, within itself. So, but yeah, real man, I would hope that a real man would be honest about his intentions. Just to make I think that's a little bit more accurate.
Okay, you sound like my boy DL. I wish DL was here. DL Saint, another YouTuber, love to say makeup is catfishing. He loves to say that. Okay, I'm not putting words in his mouth. Yeah, I understand him to have the sentiment that that's a catfish in of itself. So if you can put on your makeup, why can't we bait and switch you?
Yeah, that's extreme when people say, I
don't think it's the same thing. I don't think it's the same thing.
That's extreme. That's extreme. You're pulling down too many layers of the onion, just not to make yourself cry.
I know. I felt like I'm always like, I don't know if I agree with you, DL, but he's like, no, that's deception. And I'm like, it's not deception. Makeup? I think I'm gonna look for a lady, and I've been trying to guys, I like to collab with other YouTubers. I've been looking for women who are these influencers in the makeup space, and I want to talk to them about that. Like, women, some of us are very into it, me, and I feel like it's just an enhancement. They say, you want to put paint on the front door, put paint on the front door. Let's go.
Yes.
And I want to talk to them about that concept of whether men really want a natural woman. They say it, but when I see who you follow online, when I see who's, the most followers, if you will, and all this and in the DMs, it's not all natural women. It's women
Correct.
who are made up, who make
Correct.
themselves up to look, to beautify themselves. So y'all ain't finna game me. I'm finna put on my little lipstick and my lip gloss.
See,
Speaking of,
especially
I had it right here. I would put a little bit more on right now. But that's
yes,
just me. But yeah,
especially
I
with
think
the
it's
fellas,
say again.
especially if you with the fellas, because the fellas gonna talk, so they're gonna talk. So
Exactly. So I'm just like, that's so weird. I don't think it's the same thing. I think it's apples and oranges. Um, this AKA lady writes, after hearing the whole story, I'm with your mom on that one. He could have been a whole undercover monster. Lord knows, that has happened to people. So you're not wrong. Mom is not wrong. It could have happened. It could have been crazy. Honestly, if he was out there, it could have been crazy. I could have been on the news, that type of stuff. 100%. I did take a risk by going in there. I think I knew or had enough familiarity for me to see some kind of judgment of who he might be. But you're absolutely right. This could have gone a whole different way, had it been someone with a very nefarious intention. 100%. I could have been just really not, you know, talking to you like this about it. 100%. 100%. Y'all come up if you want to share a story. Salute, Titanium. Nice to see you. Random stuff on a roll today says Brown Gal. It would have been a lot easier, better to have a nice dinner at a restaurant, check out her body language, and show interest. Then take it from there. I agree with you.
exactly.
It didn't have to be a bait and switch. That's what I'm saying. That's why when I forget, I think it was Miss Goldgirl that said, if a real man want to come at you, it should not take deception. It should be
No,
like,
just be
let's
honest.
kick it first. If she's not feeling me, we're not doing that.
Yeah, just be honest. It's
And it
either a
was
yes,
like, it felt
a yes
weird.
or
It felt
no,
very weird.
fellas. That's it. A yes or no.
They ain't finna catch me again. I probably wouldn't do that again.
Okay.
And
Okay. I can
especially,
make a
I'm not
trip to
gonna lie
Miami.
to you. Oh, go ahead, Great Pill.
I'll go ahead and make a flight to Miami then. No
No.
catfish.
Then what I was gonna say, especially with the age difference, it really surprised me. I'm like, bruh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess the May December is very normal in a lot of places or among certain people. I'm not knocking it if that's your thing, but I was kind of like, bruh, you are like more of a mentor to me. What are we doing here? Like, yeah, odd, right? Odd. I don't know. I don't know. That's just how I felt. I was kind of like, this can't be. This can't be. This is this is too much. This too much. This too much. I was really, really confused. Hit the like button, y'all. I see you in the back, Bernard S. Thank you for coming up. Suzette Speaks Show. If you are just joining, hit the like button. We are talking dating nightmares, and catfishing. I have told a catfishing scenario, at least how I saw it, that recently happened to me. I got a couple more, but I don't want to go too deep in my business. Y'all be in my business too much. That's I don't
Oh
want to
boy.
put nobody out there. Have you ever been catfished, Great Pill?
Yes, plenty of times.
Can you give us an example or a scenario?
One just a basic one I knew about. I was touching bases earlier. This was again built. It was plenty of fish. It was over a decade ago when I relocated from New Jersey to Georgia, and I was pretty much hanging out in Atlanta for I think for the day or two before I actually got to the other side of Georgia. And my buddy introduced me to POF and said, "Hey man, you get all these dates and stuff, la da da da." And I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I never did no online dating apps. I'm always like introduce myself in person. He's like, "Sure, it's a good thing." It took me 40 minutes to apply to the bad boy, and once I did, uh, instantly my thought was I better get like 100 dates. Um, One came up. It was a little bit out the way. So the picture was totally different. It was an Italian woman, very like kind of Betty Boopish body, but a little bit tall. And when we met up, unfortunately, she wasn't who she said she was. She looked like she was 10 years ago, currently with some extra pounds on her. I didn't body shame her, so I said, "Hey, you know what? Let's see if we can have a good time." When we was at the place, had a good conversation, had small lunch. vibes were going well to she wanted to meet up again later that night because my cousin had a party. So later on, later on, got to my cousin's party. She lied. She lied and said that her friend was sick. Her friend was throwing up, so she can't
She had to go.
come. Yeah, she had to go. So after that, I left her alone. So that
So
was like
she
one of them.
catfished you and then was acting like
Yeah, she didn't look like who she looked like. You knew
oh
it.
Lord. Let me bring
You
Bernard
knew it.
S up. That's so wild and kind of crazy. Bernard, how are you?
All right, how y'all doing? What's going on, Great Peel?
It's been a minute, Bernard. I need to have you back on my show. What's up? What's up? I know I've been
Just
gone,
chilling.
but I miss you. How you doing?
Good. School,
I
school,
know we
school,
both
school.
busy. Going back to school is not an easy thing. Again, congrats on that. And I saw your
Yeah.
show earlier.
Yeah,
Huh?
congratulations, sir.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, man. Gotta get that rolling. Good to see you, Great Peel. But Great Peel, I really came up here to real fast get into Suzette. We had this conversation offline. Seriously, Great
I'm
Peel.
sure you did. But hey, let me start off.
Bro, it's like when we talk to the women offline, me and you kind of along the same lines, I will say, of protecting them or giving suggestions of what you should be doing if you're
Right.
single.
And we
That's all I
listen.
can do. That's all I can do, Bernard.
We
That's all,
listen. We
that's all you
listen.
can do. Wait a minute, let me give it to a Great Peel.
All right, but before you do, I'm gonna step out now. Hey, I'm gonna let you handle it, Bernard, because I know how you do, man. But
All
yeah,
right, Great Phil. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate you, brother. Take
All
care.
right, man, y'all. Take care, bro.
All right,
thank
bye
you.
now. Bernard,
Yeah.
don't do me like that, Bernard. I listen and I pay attention. I
Evidently,
do. Hold on, you went mute. You went mute, but thank God, maybe he was gonna say something.
I said no because you could have not been here. How about that?
Oh, Bernard, I thought this was a friendly meetup. I thought this was a networking lunch. That's what I thought. Bernard, there is no way if you saw the person, you would think that I would think there was anything else going on except two colleagues that know a lot of people who working on different things who gonna say, check this, check that, do this, do that, look over here, research this, meet that person. That's all I promise you that ever crossed my mind in preparation for the meetup. I don't even think we had lunch before. So it wasn't like it was like a first time. Okay, poof. That means to me you have something else to offer, one way or another. But in my mind, professionally, that's why I showed up. Then when I had got to the house, then I was like, oh, okay. Now we see where are we going? Why am I at your house? Why am I at your house, sir? I was really uncomfortable, but I did not. I promise you, Bernard. This man is my senior. This is not a whippersnapper. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at me like that. Wait, Bernard. Don't listen.
Sis, how old is Lionel Richie's girlfriend?
I don't know, but I'm sure there's quite
How
a
old
nice
is Danny Glover's new girlfriend?
lot of
Oh, at
mercy.
least 20 to 30 years their senior.
Sheesh. I'm not mad at the
I'm
game.
just
I'm
saying.
not.
Just saying.
I'm just saying for my part, I was not prepared at all for any type of interaction except a professional one. Bernard, let me
But because it's I'm being funny, but I'm serious because my wife has a lot of single cousins, and I be
okay.
talking to them all the time, and I be sometimes I just
School us,
lose words, and I
Bernard.
just
I'm
get
gonna
them this
give
look. I
school
just
us,
give it. I be
sir.
like,
Yeah. Tell us
you
what
did
we should
what?
know. Tell us what we should know.
Well, it's almost like it almost coincides with. Man, this is gonna sound crazy with the elders, and I mean this. If you're a single woman, it's just certain things you shouldn't be doing as a single woman after dark if you're by yourself. And depending on even where you live at, you shouldn't most of you guys know your area, but some give it too much grace, and you can't do that as a single woman. certain areas or areas you think are safe, or like you thought you were in a safe place. But with you just thinking that, to me, that's still a form of catfishing and should have been some type of forewarning. But the fact that he didn't even give you a forewarning, that's the problem. That's the problem. And you didn't tell a male or anybody where you were or where you were going. And that's just not good for women. And no, I mean, most guys are like us and not telling you what to do, but that's dangerous because nobody literally knew where you were.
I know that
Seriously.
part I would do over. 100% right. That part
That
I would
part,
do.
I mean, I don't know if you have an Android or iPhone, but at least with the iPhone, you can put
No.
your location
Yeah.
to different people and
No,
be
that
like,
part I
hey,
would do over. But I tell you, again, ladies, again, I'm an example of what not to do. I 100% should have done that. Looking back, I 100% should have done that. Let me see some responses in the chat. Let me see if I can take the criticism, which I am open to. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me
but
see.
it's out of love, though. It's
I
out of
know it's,
love.
and I know that
Yeah.
I have to get strong and just receive. But yes, let me see. Did we go? Random stuff said Brown workout. It would have been a lot easier to have been a nice dinner. And yes, so I think we left off there. These people have psychological problems and a compulsion. They have have lost control of. Wow. Thank you for your feedback, Mark. Appreciate it. Eric, nice to have you. Says tried to finesse you. He set the atmosphere and hoped you let your guard down.
Yep.
So if anything happened, it
Facts.
would look like it was your idea.
Facts. Facts.
Thanks for that insight, Eric. Thank you.
Facts.
I thought it was weird that a star football player got into that situation. Yes. Manti Teo was one of those guys that we were like, what is this? How could this even be a possibility? That someone would catfish like a grown man. But he was a college student and he was a Samoan. I think that being from Samoa and those islands, you are in a trusting and loving and mostly, religious environment. So to understand how people think about who they trust and what they trust is very different than what our concepts are of what a 19-year-old, 20-year-old would know now. But yeah, back then, and it doesn't sound, 10 years ago-ish, it wasn't that deep. Like people thought, oh, I see two people in common on your Facebook, so we must know each other. No, you got to look.
Thanks,
further.
Grayfield. Thank you,
Yeah.
Grayfield.
What he said? Hold on. Let me get to the
Thank you,
comment. Let me get to the
Grayfield.
comment. Let me get to the comment.
I'm just saying.
Let's
Thank you.
see.
Thank
Tanium says, I have only been catfished maybe 2 or 3 times. Wow, that's a lot though. In my entire life, I was really young but learned from it. Okay, what's up, wonderful 34? Nice to see you. Welcome. Random stuff says that might be the start of an agenda where if a man transitions to be a woman, he or she is a woman. That's messed up his life. Absolutely. Let me say it again. What you just said, it did mess up his life. That might be the start of the agenda where if a man transitions to a woman, then he or she is a woman. Yeah, actually, that was the first, I'm trying to think, pop culture icon that showed. Well, we had RuPaul and we had other people. Well, that was more drag. I think I understand your point. I'm trying to see if I agree, but thank you for your point, random stuff. Xavier says here's a catfish, a woman from Yad tell you that she has never had picnic. Then you marry her and she sent for her 3 picnic. So you marry somebody from Jamaica, translation, who says she has no kids, and then after you marry her, she sends for her 3 kids from Jamaica to come live with y'all. That, my friend, is a catfish. Most certainly a catfish. Yes, number of kids.
Shout out to Slim Sia.
Exactly, not a complete identity, but number of kids is huge. That happened to me. I was dating a guy. He told me I had 1 kid. And then weeks later, and I liked him. He showed me a picture in his wall. He was like, who's that? I was like, who's that? That's my daughter. I thought you only had a son. No, I didn't think you would like me with 2 kids. What? Why would you lie about something so simple? Present yourself. Say who you are. But after that, I definitely I had trust issues now because now you've lied about a whole child.
It's just a fact. Okay, guys, let me give you a nugget. It's just a fact. Like my wife, she even gave you a chance with 1 child. Just be upfront.
Yes. And it was a couple months later, then he was like, oh, here's a daughter. I was like, oh, nah. I have vibes for the man too. And I'm like, if you lie about silly, stupid stuff like that, what else will you lie about? Like, I'm like, no, you're not gonna. Anyway, topic today, y'all. Have you ever been catfished? Sitting here with the fantastic Mr. Bernard S. Facts and the Uncomfortable Truth with Bernard S. is his channel. Please, one of the moderators, drop his channel in the chat. Check him out. Had a fantastic show about needs and the human.
The 6 human needs.
What did you talk about today? Sorry.
Yeah, it was the 6 human needs. You were right there.
Okay, I thought I said it right. I didn't want to get it wrong. Yeah. Hit the like button as you come in. Just chatting about this whole catfishing phenomenon from way back.
I really just came on to give you that
to chastise me and to tell me how like I know better. I should know better.
Look, I told you, you're my sister. Everybody knows that, and you know that. So I'm gonna treat you like a big brother, But it's like we can't risk. We can't risk the possibility of losing that type of light.
I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't do it again. In my heart of hearts, I thought, oh, the character that I've displayed, that I've seen him display, I could go inside his house, but I would not do it again. I'm like, this could have gone crazy. You only see what people want you to see. So this is a grown man. Again, his age made me less afraid. Me seeing him as a mentor in my mind made me less afraid. But all of that, again, people will use to break down your guard. So here I am eating fried lobster, fried shrimp, fried fish, and some pineapple upside down cake, and looking like, Jesus, don't let him pull out the great. Bernard,
he looking at you like, and you're the dessert, right?
Not the you next. Okay, bro. Yeah.
I had to make the chat laugh.
I know it is a terrible scenario, ladies. I'm sure you've experienced it on that level, what I've described. And guys, I know you've experienced this as well, the catfish, Bernard. But I appreciate you coming.
Well, here's the thing. Men have been catfished by beautiful women, by you, knowing that their brothers are no good and they're setting them up to get robbed.
Oh.
Whole different
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
A whole different situation.
No,
but
that
catfish is used from a different situation, and they might. I have heard and been told by the women, like, yeah, we scoped them out for like 2 to 3 months. They literally get to know the guy's moves, how to get to him, and know what they want from him to set him up to get what they want out of him.
That's in Jamaican. I've heard those lyrics in Jamaican, like dance hall songs, like send a couple of gal feel, and like they trust and think it's romantic, and the girl wants them, and their only purpose is to have them boys come for you later.
Boys come for you.
It's scary. That's a real catfish. That's a real
that's a real catfish. But I'm gonna speak for the chat. What I'm saying is to you, sis. We all love you, and we can't afford that type of light. Even for the single women in the chat, we can't afford for that type of light to be taken from us, because because of it's. You don't want to call it naive, but I call it naive on your end, the way he did it, because the way he did it. Oh, I'm the mentor, but really, this is what I'm after. No, just be upfront and be like, okay, I really can't be your mentor because I'm attracted to you. But don't.
5 years, though, Bernard. 5 years. Bro.
And how much does he not know about you? Come on, it's 5 years. That's my point. That's my point. And I'll tell y'all what I told her. I said, you're getting bigger in this channel and outside in the political world. You're going to have to start talking to your brother more, or some male friends that you're cool with, and be like, hey, and Gray Peel said in the chat, Android also drops your location too, so you might want to.
I'm gonna have to do the location. Yes. I will not do that again, guys. I'm wiser than this, but I think the familiarity and the thinking you know somebody is what puts you in these places. I agree with you 100%. But thank you.
And I tell people, and I'm gonna go down, but like I
no, you don't have to. I just thought you were ready. You don't have to.
No. I was just saying, if even when you're married. You're still being interviewed because somebody's probably waiting on you. Not probably. Some people, somebody's waiting for that spouse to die so they can come at you next. You're always being interviewed. That's what everybody has to understand. You're always being interviewed. But what happens is, with my sister Suzette and some of us brothers and people in the chat, people get caught up in the moment. And because of Suzette's smile in all the moments and her genuality in all the moments, people get caught up in the moment and think they have a chance.
My Lord. My Lord. Well, we're
I'm
going
just
to be
saying.
much more careful, my brother. I can't be playing these games. Let's read some of the chat comments, some feedback. Mark Hay says, it's not just men manipulating women with catfish. 100%. I never said that, but I agree with that point. Some of the instigators on this show, catfish, are women. 100%. 100% on that
Yes.
show, catfishing,
Yes.
there are women and male catfishers. Yes.
Yes.
Equal opportunity. Absolutely. When you look like an entirely different person because of makeup, that's the deception. Doug's still on there. He like, no, don't give me that. That's a form of deception. Brown Gal Peace Lounge says, no, great pill. I mean, manipulation in the sense that's how a man led Suzette to believe they were meeting for
Mhm.
public for business, but had other intentions from the beginning. Listen, hey,
And the
Sun
house is not,
Breeze, missed
but
you.
our
Good to
house
see
is
you.
not public.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't realize it was a house. I thought to myself, that's odd. I don't see the restaurant coming up. That's odd. Like I did think that to myself. And then I'm like, oh, but it's only 10 minutes away. I'll figure it out. So left quickly, jumped in the car, boom, next meeting. And I'm driving. I'm like, is it in the backyard? Where the restaurant? And I'm like, I'm trying to look. Then I was like, let me just call him. Oh, shout out to Sim I see the super chat now. Thank you. Suzette, I saw your picture on vacation, but I'm like, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, the Miss Creative. Great to see you here. It's been a minute, y'all. Missed y'all. It's not just men. Yes, no, I did not say it, and I do not think it's just men.
Oh no, no, we know
100%.
it's both. Yeah,
100%. You're right.
both.
No, you and me both, Sunbreeze. My schedule crazy too now. I'm going to Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturday. Next week, I will definitely be on Wednesday. Thursday's even iffy for me. I have a networking thing I'm putting together. I have to do. I'm a part of the committee, if you will. So I might not be Thursday even next week, but definitely Wednesday, Saturday. But it's gonna go to Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then I'm gonna do some clips. Okay, earrings, yes, straight out of JA. I got them when I was on
Yeah, they
vacation.
are nice. They
Thank
are
you.
banging.
They're my new faves. I hope you guys like them because you're probably gonna see them more than once. Have you seen some of the videos? Yeah, before and after makeup is serious. I send some to my cousins when I see it on Instagram. I'm like, dang, that's a whole different
I
person.
used to do before I met my wife, and I didn't have to do it with her. That would be the first date when we would meet in public. I'd be like, no makeup,
Ooh, I
and
think.
I would
Well,
be like
I'm
that.
working on my
I would
skin
do it.
again, and I like my skin without makeup,
Well,
but it's a lot of
I like it
pressure.
because I'm getting you. I know I'm getting you, and it tells me about yourself too a lot. It's like,
Y'all be
okay,
lying though. Y'all like the makeup. Y'all like the makeup.
no, once again, as a photographer, it enhances your beauty. And what I'm saying is, like your face, I want guys to look at her face and look at her shoulders. It matches. When it does not match, that means you have too
No,
much makeup on.
Bernard, you
And
so
I know
funny.
that from being a photographer.
You talking about the tone be high yellow and
Yes,
then dark
yes,
brown and then medium, and I understand that. And then it's difficult sometimes for as women of color. You need help sometimes to match up with stuff
right, right. To
because
blend
sometimes
it.
your stuff do not
Right,
be matching and you don't even realize it. And then we have summer skin tones and
exactly,
winter skin tones. So sometimes you can't, if
exactly.
you are still a woman of color wearing the same makeup year round, you are lucky because you're not in a place like Florida where I get at least 2 shades darker. And I have to know that so that when I'll wear my
Mhm.
darker shades in the summer. And then when you're not in the sun and not, out and about in the winter, you get fairer. So yeah, 100%. I hear you. Miss Glove Girl says, like, what is the purpose of catfishing? And then meeting a person you're catfishing. Like, hello, I can see that you look different. Like, why you're meeting me after just making up who you are? Brown Gal Peace Lounge says, dating apps scare me. Let's get the
And
likes
they
up there,
should.
some please.
And they should. They should.
Yes. Jenny salutes Bernard. Glad to have her here. Random Stuff says, you remember that movie line? I thought you said you look like Janet Jackson, but you look like
Oh yes, from Friday. From Friday,
from
yes,
Friday. You thought it was Janet
yes.
and Freddie show up. He say,
Uh,
Bernard look like a
Wait a minute, I do have cigars.
what you
I do have cigars.
I guess
I
it's
do
the
have
collar
cigars.
shirt, the
Miss
lighting.
Creative, I'm just saying, it's like, yo, my friend, you over here for a reason.
Oh
You
my
have no
Jesus.
reason to be over here now, my sister Suzette.
No.
You need to go.
That stay undefeated. Tell us how you really feel. Love it. Gregory says, New Jersey, nice to have you, Gregory. That's all exactly. I feel you. That's kind of where I am. Always gonna be open to receive. But I feel like hindsight is 2020. Like look back, I'm like, bro, this could have been a whole different
Yeah.
scenario, and I would never want to live through. But I
Yeah.
hear you. Um Talking about these old men love some of the young women. They nasty.
They do. Hey,
Lot
Miss
of
Creative, tell the
mercy.
truth. Tell the truth.
Grayfield agrees with Bernard. Steven, Jared, good to have you, says, let's get back to dating the traditional way. Catfishing wouldn't even
Exactly.
exist. Hello. If online dating wasn't there, and is online dating really dating anyway? I don't know. It's just swipe. It's a lot of swiping, guys. Swipe, 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 swipe. I think it's for casual. I don't know. There are people that always tell me, but I know a friend who got married, but I know this. And I'm like,
What's
okay,
the
you know
percentage
two
of that?
people. You know two out of a million.
Exactly. The
So
percentage.
the people, I'm telling you, I
Yes.
had friends that sat me down and was like filling out Christian Mingle down there for me. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like my spirit is not telling me to do this. And I'm like, okay, I'll do the free, whatever. It was like a years back trial month. Didn't find anybody. And then the people I saw were weird. I was just like, is this all the people in Florida? Like, this is weird. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Well,
I've been had positive
me
experiences.
and World Class just had a short conversation on that. Me, him, and Jenny Moreno, who actually cammed up on my show.
Yes, I
Like,
saw
oh my
that.
God. Like, whoa, how that happened?
That's a
But
big
we were
deal.
talking.
Yes.
We were talking in the back, saying that what you just said, people don't even know how to conversate.
Yeah.
Because we were just talking about how you have to dumb down your conversation to some people, and right there alone, I'm done.
No.
I can't keep
You
doing
already
it.
know you're playing in the wrong space and you're
Yes.
unevenly yoked, if you will.
Yes.
Simcia, my brother, we got to get a calendar date together for either end of this month or September. I've been waiting to interview and have a chat with, just hang out with my brother Simcia, one of my originals here over on the SuzetteSpeaks show. Big up, my brother. He is
Yes,
representing
that's
today
good.
with some love on the
Yes, he
super
is.
chat. I appreciate that. No comment, no question, just
Okay, Ken Dart has the I have to leave on that when I'm done.
What happened?
He's got the one of all of them.
What? Hold on, let me
Oh my
let me
God,
get back
bruh.
to the
I bow down. He
hold on.
said
Let me
about a
find the
trans
chat. Now you
woman.
know I'm
I'm
behind.
done. I'm
Simcia, I
done.
appreciate you, brother. Salute to you. And I'm gonna reach out to you on Insta. Hey Reese, the dragon is in the building. Oh, are you ready for the reboot of the Game of Thrones, Reese? The prequel is coming out on HBO. I don't even have HBO 2, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna find it so I can watch. Game of Thrones fans know what I'm saying. It's called The House of Dragon. It's coming out and it's going to talk about the House of Targaryen. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're not a Game of Thrones fan, you got to get to know this whole plot because it's so interesting. Cynthia says, I've been catfish. You have. Ladies, make sure you have a Google number, 100%. Get you a backup number. Get you a text now number.
Yep.
Don't give these people your number. Give them a Google number. Give them a text now number because it's very interesting now. I've learned that lesson. I'm like, oh my God, don't be calling me block. Okay, y'all. I think she's got it. Don't do that again. No, right? Bad girl. Don't do that no more. I got it. I'm 100% there. I take it with love. What's good? DL just called your name, brother. Just called your name. Saying if makeup is really catfishing. Bernard say he like it natural. I say the men be lying. They always chasing girls that got their face beat. So I don't know.
I'm gonna get out of here, Suzette.
Okay, it's good to see you, Bernard. I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming up. Y'all subscribe to Bernard. I'll read a few more comments and then myself, I'll be out of here myself. I've enjoyed this, y'all. I appreciate you. If you're watching replay, if you're watching live, hit the like button, why don't you? So other people can see it and share and comment. Talking about dating nightmares today, right? Catfishing is what they call it. People who are coming at you as one thing and are completely something different, either in identity, either in how they look or their character, right? So want to big up all the folks who have been busy in the chat. My speaker, shout out to you. I missed you. Changing up my live schedule on my YouTube channel, more so definitely not Monday, Tuesdays. In the next few months, I'm going to be probably through the end of the year doing more like a Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. So please hit the reminder. Please get me back in the algorithm because I know some of my regulars, I'm like, I haven't seen them in a while. But I know when you take some time off, it kind of like kicks you off of people's feed and you don't see them for a while. So make sure Wednesday for sure I'll be live and I'm going to hit you with some clips as well. And I'm thinking about, guys, doing some reaction videos. It's something I've been wanting to try. I don't know how it's going to go. So I'm going to just try it and see if you guys like it. Hit the like button, why don't you? We are wrapping up. We are talking about Catfishing. Hit the like button, please. If you're just joining, welcome. Go back and watch Team Replay in the building. I have more exclusive content on my Patreon. Of course, you can support always with the Cash App. I appreciate the love, the super chats. Thank you, Simcia, sponsoring today's stream. But dating nightmares, catfishing has been the topic. I'm going to wrap up with your comments. So leave your comments now. Be happy to read them. Unless anybody else wants to join, last call for the panel. If you want to come up and express how you feel about catfishing, if you've ever been catfished, or about my scenario, let me know what you think. All right, Links. Long time, my brother. How are you, Suzette? We don't need to come down and go Teddy Brooks up under my neck bug. Listen, no, I didn't feel threatened. I just felt uncomfortable. I felt like a woo. I didn't know this is what we was gonna do here today, sir. I'm just gonna eat this lobster and go back to my house. Like, this is what and I didn't feel like I wanted to say, like, why all this? Like, I didn't want to put him on the spot because I'm like, bruh, this is a lot of food, expensive food. This is weird. As a friend, I was like, am I on this level as a friend? Like, I was like, this is too much. And then I thought, is this man hitting on me? Like, what in the world? So it was a lot going through my mind. I wasn't quite ready. No, we don't have to come down and show him who's who and what's what this now. Peace to the world, class. He says, Bernard up here teaching me again what to do. I know, Dia. I told him, you said that's kind of catfishy. No makeup. I'm not a makeup guy. I mean, too much is not cool. I hear you. I'll let you go back and watch Team Replay and see what I had to say. And then if you want to talk about it another time, we could do it. And I think I'm going to put a makeup girl on a woman who does it on YouTube as one of my guests for September. I've been thinking about it because I want to talk about, obviously politics is coming up. I want to talk about a little bit about makeup and whether men saying they really don't like makeup is the truth. And I have a couple people that are big that said, yes. Oh my God. I'm excited about September. Big up to Xavier on the Cash App showing love. I appreciate the support of the content that lets me know you like what you're seeing. And I thank you for holding me up. Thank you, Xavier, for the Cash App just now. I really, really appreciate it. Again, to my super chatters and my Cash Appers, appreciate you supporting what I got going on here. But yeah, as I was telling y'all, doing a little bit of thinking about doing some more like reaction style shows. So if you have, especially my Patreon, I haven't told my patrons yet, but I was going to ask them to send me stuff. If they see anything cool, interesting, social media, viral, I want to react to it. I'm going to stop looking at my phone so much during the day and just save what I would say about, watch it here and try to record it and see what you guys think about that format for this show. Anyway, wrapping up, lipstick and the color stuff on the eyes I'm cool with. 50 layers of foundation. Tell us how you really feel, Doug. Tell us how you really feel. What's up? High Vibration says, Kinardak, how are you? I got one for you. I'll just type in, okay, catfish in the building. Okay. Everything matched with, well, I'll be trying to be bright and, brighter colors look better on screen and stuff. So that's how I feel. And when I saw these earrings, a vendor had these on her model in Jamaica at the Independence Village during the 60th anniversary of independence, 60th celebrations. And I saw it and I was walking around this marketplace and I was like, I don't see anything I want to buy. I think we went too late and people had already bought up all the good stuff with, Jamaican flag colors and all that, the national colors and everything. So I was like, I'm going to leave this market and not support a business here. This is crazy. And I turned a corner and there's this lady with this stand with this beautiful earring on a model. I'm like, those are my earrings. And you got to try to barter down. I was like, how much are you going to give it to me for? But I look so American. I'm not getting the discount. And she didn't even have enough change for me. I lost in the exchange rate that she was giving me for the US dollar. And I was like, hun, I really want to support you today. And I still bought the earrings, even though I lost twice on the exchange rate she gave me. Right now, the average you'll get for $1 US in Jamaican currency is $1.45, $1.50. But a lot of street vendors, that's why you got to find and know the places where you can switch your money, giving you one for $30, $1.30. And one for $1.35. And I'm like, ma'am, how you gonna give me one for $1.30? She's talking about when she goes to the bank, she only getting one for $1.40. It's supposed to be one for $1.50. But she told me she gonna give me the one for $1.35. So I lose there, and then she didn't have change. And I was like, you know what? This is gonna be my blessing. And you know what? It's a blessing for me too, because I really, really, really like them. So I'm glad I got them. Yes, the Miss Creative says, change your makeup, ladies. Change your foundation color. Absolutely. I'm dark in the summer and light in the winter. Me too. I get tan. I get tan. If I had gone in the sun like I usually do in Jamaica, I didn't do much beach like I went in the evenings. I get dark. Like I am like, I wouldn't say like, I'm just much darker. I don't know how to, I tan very well. Yes, RM in the building. Go check out her. RM, go back. Miss AKA lady had asked on the last stream what your channel was because the one that you put in the chat, the link you put in the chat wasn't working. So below my the photo of the college student show I just did, the shocking photo of the college student for graduation show, go back please, and under Miss AKA's comment, would you mind RM putting your show link? Everybody was asking me because the link didn't work in the chat. So we want to make sure we get it right and support. All right, wrapping up. Random Stuff says, if you're doing all these activities, YouTube, women empowerment, networking, law practice, TV hosts, when you have time, listen. My homeboy just reminded me today, don't put nothing else on your plate right now. My politics will be done by election. So it's a short period where you get to, it's heavy lifting, but it's done. So politics will be done obviously by the November election date. But I hear you on that, and I receive that. I'm actually trying to recalibrate right now. That's why I want to do some more pre-recorded type stuff. The live shows take a lot of effort to prepare and obviously time to do, which would be date time in the evenings. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. That's why I also, just to be, full transparency, see what the pre-recorded, I've never tried it on YouTube, see what it looks like, see how my fans, see how my folks respond, and go from there, because I do need more time for myself. I 100% agree with you. Random Stuff. Yes, the work class, it's social media hook line up, consider online dating. It's a form. Y'all can disagree. It's a form of online dating. It is a form. Meeting someone in your DM, I think, is not traditional online dating, but it's a form. So Kanarda, I was waiting for you to drop this, says, I got catfished by a trans woman. Wow. Connected off of a dating app. I didn't know because the pics didn't reveal. We decided to meet for an event, and I heard the voice, saw the throat, and was out. Bruh. Interesting. We might have to just do a show on that. I'd love to hear that experience. Wow. Thanks for sharing your experience. Wow. What's good? Says DL. That's what it is. Yes. Fire M. Oh, you guys are ready? Sorry, I'm a little back in the chat. Yes, the Targaryens are back. You ready for it? I saw you. Who else said that they're ready? Yes, Brown Gal Peace Lounge. Let's go. I'm interested. I love Game of Thrones. My favorite. Okay, let me fast forward and wrap up. The Miss Globe Girl says, men don't even know when a woman's face is beat from when it isn't. I know. Even when I look at people like Black China and stuff, when she looks natural, the face is beat to look natural. The face is made up. She has a complete face of makeup. Even the Kardashians and some of them, and I wouldn't put them in the natural category, but when they look less made up, they got makeup on to look natural. It is not a natural look, but to men and to people who think, oh, wow, she doesn't have makeup. Of course they have makeup all the time. All the time. They don't come out without their face. So yes. So or when they have on a lace front. Some people don't realize the lace front. I'm not a lace girl. I've tried it a couple times. Not my regular look, but when I want to switch it up, I do it. But yeah, somebody cool. Appreciate it. Yes. Good combo, says Brown Gal Peace Lounge. I'm gonna share this. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you sharing. Y'all hit the like button and share as we go. I got two. I will never again. Oh, you got two and will never. Oh, Lord of mercy. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing, y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. RM, drop your channel again, please. Fake hair, fake lashes, mascara, blush, lipstick, pull up bra, push up, waist trainer, tummy tuck, BBL, stockings, high heels. Women are the queens of catfishing. Listen, the beauty industry told us this is what we have to do, and y'all respond accordingly. We wouldn't be doing it if men weren't responsive. That's the whole funny, irony of the matter. We wouldn't be doing this if you guys weren't responsive. But to your point, I get your point. Thank you for sharing. Shout out to everyone watching live. Shout out to Team Replay, who is a old-fashioned femininity. Thank you, RM, her channel. Shout out to one of my wonderful moderators, RM. She puts out content about old school femininity. Make sure you hit her link as well. Support her, y'all. We want to get her numbers up. Yes, I'm excited. Yes. Bottom line, what would I do differently? Probably ask for the location the day before. I've been thinking about that, Melissa. I'm also critical, self-critique is good. So I was like, what would you do? I would ask him I wouldn't just say yes to lunch. I would say yes where, and get the address from there, look it up. And if I was weird about it, and be like, hey, what restaurant is this? And then, hindsight is 2020. That's how it would play out in my mind. I don't know if it would really play out that way, but I think about it like that. Definitely tell somebody I'm here. Text either my cousins, text my mom, my dad, whoever. Hey, I'm at this as the address I'm at for lunch. I would definitely do that. And then I don't think I would react differently if I got inside and thought, this is too much, and said out loud, this is too much. I don't know if I could give a clear indication that, bro, I'm not happy. Because I was really, going with the play, if you will, this is uncomfortable, but thanks for the tour. This is uncomfortable, but thanks for the food. This is uncomfortable. Thanks for the dessert. Thank you. I was really, jovial, my normal self. But I thought to myself, how do I let him know next time, if this were to happen, that this ain't the play. This doesn't feel right, even though I'm going on with it. Miss me with it. Miss me with that. I don't know. So those are the three things I think I would have tried to clarify earlier. Hindsight is 2020. Asked for the address, told somebody where it was, and then maybe gave a more direct, forthright indication of, I was expecting a business lunch, and play it off some way, somehow, to just let him know, no, don't do this. Don't do this. It's not the way. Yeah, final comments. Let me see. I gotta go, y'all. Let me see. Yep. DL, watch what I say about makeup, and then you can leave a comment after, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks, Cynthia. Thanks to everybody who gave on the super chats. Thank you for my CashAPP love. Appreciate all y'all supporting. Way back. It takes a little time after vacation to get back into the rotation. What is the black woman with the stockings on have to do with it? Oh, men, going to time to be careful. There's a lot of trends there. Your comment, Doug, men liking pics on social media. What does this mean? Is one thing. We know the difference in person as far as makeup. Okay, I hear you, Doug. Doug say, don't tell me I don't know the difference. Gotta go. You're live. Well, let's all go over to DL's. I'll watch you while I do my movements today. Ready to support you, my brother. Thank you. DL is live after this. We'll go over. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, DL, for the love. I see you out here on these streets working hard, doing Lyft as well, putting in that work. Peace to you, too. We really know the difference when waking up in the morning. It's morning. Sunlight shine upon you, something fades. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that. Do you know about that? If you know, you know. I was a little girl singing grown people songs. But yes, it's morning. Y'all don't remember that song? Okay, sorry. All right, shout out to my 80s and 90s babies. DL on the super chat. Thank you, brother. Says, great topic, great show. I got to go. I know I'm coming over to your channel now. Y'all go support DL. Once again, live schedule changing up a little bit. I actually probably would need to put a social media post to my community just so everybody knows. We're looking more at Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. SuzetteSpeaks show. I am live those days, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of a reaction style video, switch it up a little bit so I can give myself a little bit more breathing room till the end of this election cycle. But before you go, show some love. Hit the like button. Hope you enjoyed this show about catfishing. And if you are watching Team Replay, don't be afraid. Like, share, comment after, and tell us your catfishing story. And I want to encourage you, this is an interesting, I enjoy watching it, the Manti tale story called Untold. The girlfriend that didn't exist. Really compelling story. I feel sorry for the guy. What he lived. Oh, I want to just tell you that he ended up in a happy scenario. I wanted to show y'all. He's married now. Got married 2020. Rose from the ashes. I could imagine how crazy from going to, from beloved darling of the college football world, Notre Dame, can't do nothing wrong. Almost like a Tim Tebow. If you think about that persona he had built up and the social capital he had built up, he was like a Tim Tebow in his heyday. This poor lady got drawn into it. This is the person that, almost destroyed his life and made him lose a lot of money in terms of the draft and all that. But I would be happy to share now. I'm happy to share now that Manti Te'o found the love of his life. They have kids now, married. Yay! So there is redemption after something like this. That was the young man, the 19-year-old, confused, whose livelihood, his stakes at the NFL was literally on the line by a catfisher, put in jeopardy by a catfisher. So there's a lot more going on out there in these dating streets. But just wanted to bring it to light because it was something that I recently felt like, nah, this ain't cool. I didn't like how I felt after. I'm like, well, that was so nice. Was it nice, or was I feeling like I got, duped into something I wasn't really prepared for or desired? So that's me. Love your opinion. Share your opinion. And definitely I'll see you guys on my live show. If you're watching on Facebook, please go on over to the YouTube side and subscribe. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Glad you enjoyed the convo. Yes, I should have taken the call in the driveway, then said you had to go. Yes, you don't know about that Shirley Murdoch. As we lay, forgot about the tomorrow. I was singing that as a little a new day, reality, and we must go. You know what this song was about? Lot of mercy. Y'all don't know. All right. Appreciate you. Yes. I know I'm getting ready to celebrate my 1 year. Yes, Breeze. I'm getting ready to celebrate my 1 year anniversary on YouTube as like a serious YouTuber. It's crazy how time flies. I was thinking about that, Breeze. 1 year coming up soon. Thank you. Wow, great show. Thank you, Melissa Jane. Y'all check out Melissa's channel as well. Show some love. Hit the like. Thank you, says Dunn, says Brown Girl Peace Lounge. Appreciate y'all for showing love, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I will see you next time, and have a wonderful weekend. All right, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.